So, did the witness already give his statement, and can somebody give me the summary, or should we redo this witness statement?
I mean, we only have about like half an hour, so not less.
So he said that
Fuck,
he
I forgot
came
about
with.
that. Okay, so
He
what
arrived at the
summary?
store in his Mercedes with Tony, Athena, and Lexi in the vehicle,
Let's see.
and then he was at the store telling the cop that it was his store, and he was just messing around. Yeah, it was pretty much it. And then the cops showed up and arrested Lexi, and then he got shot after coming out with his hands up.
Jesus.
Unrelated incident, though.
So he had his.
Yeah.
So overall, I think this statement should be taken with seriousness, seeing the officer has a history of violence, clearly. Because the store owner even came out with his hands up as he stated, and still got shot, which you
Yeah,
have to
that's
admit is
unrelated. It was a different
pretty
officer.
damn violent. Oh, different officer. Still a
Different
pretty
officer.
damn violent scene as we've seen. The officers haven't been going very
Objection. Let's keep it relevant to the case, please.
relevant to the case. Alright, well, how about we need to restate the fact that the evidence was brought to us pretty early into the trial, but besides that, let's state that they were all giggling, joking, and even laughing right as the officer could hear that.
Yes.
And the officer.
Lopez, I do have a question. Um, I would like to know why your clients were still joking around, using weapons and shouting "You're my hostage" after they knew that police were on the scene. I
Well,
would happen to think that if police were on scene, they'd cut the joking. Can you please explain this?
Well, the joking was intended because they found some water guns in aisle 4 in the gas station, and they were just using obvious water guns. Though she did have a weapon on her possession, the weapon she was holding was an obvious water gun from aisle 4. Because the store sells these water guns
Objection.
as toys.
Water guns are classified as toys and are brandished with an orange tip. That firearm in the video clearly did not have an orange tip.
Objection, Your Honor. The distance the officer was at, you could clearly not be able to tell from any distinction, especially from the speed of her movement. You could not tell if it was an orange tip or not. Especially if the orange tips are so tiny nowadays, they're at least within less than 25 centimeters of a ruler.
Thank
If
you.
that's the case,
And why? How come in the meeting yesterday you did admit that Lexi did have a firearm on her, and
She
I was not told of any water guns?
She did have a gun on her. I did state that. I did not believe a water gun would be in so importance, but I just heard from my client now that we have water guns in aisle 4 in the gas stations of Hudson's Snack Shack.
Okay.
If the owner would like to
You're-
admit to sections aisle 4 section C3 of his stock, he would be able to see that they do in fact have sections of Water Gun Toy Maker Factory Co. Which is I have bought the exact market itself, and it looks like it is with half of a 1/24th of a centimeter. So it is quite impossible to see these red tips, but I would say from that distance, very difficult from that.
Mr. Lopez, so your client was regardless pointing a firearm-shaped object during a store robbery with police in the area with an orange tip too small to tell it was a toy, so it would have been treated like a regular firearm.
To be honest with you, it's quite hard to hear even the officers. They seem quite quiet. They do not state that their presence is there 3 times like they should. They only... I don't even hear them, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, it sounds like their voice box may be scuffed, but I do hear them at some very brief moments, but they definitely do not state their presence at the store 3 times.
Yes, but I think this all happened after Hudson left his vehicle and then went inside, and the police were already on scene.
Even so, the police need to state their presence at least 3 times to make sure, because even then, you don't know if the officer's voice box is scuffed, because even if their voice box is scuffed, it can be cutting in and out, so they need to at least state 3 times Uno, dos, tres times, Your Honor. So that way they
I
know.
believe he did state his name upon arrival on the scene as per police protocol. Whether or not Lexi, Athena, and Hudson heard that is undebatable.
But like my witness stated, he showed up with Lexi. So that means Lexi was there to defend his store with him, which means there is a reason for the officers to state their
Your Honor,
presence
objection.
3 times.
Lexi, the individual in the pink hair, was in the back of the store claiming that everybody was going to be her hostage who went in the back. That is
Objection,
as
Your
far from
Honor.
defense as it
Let him
gets.
finish.
When you're in the back pointing firearm-shaped objects at people claiming that that person is now your hostage, it does not seem like you're defending the store. It seems more, in fact, like you're actually the one committing the robbery.
Officer was not
Objection, Your
aware
Honor.
of them all arriving in one vehicle. From his perspective, it was an active store robbery, which is probably explaining why his actions were the way they were.
Objection, Your Honor. So, my evidence here is the officer was not there originally. The officer did show up to see a vehicle. The vehicle owner then did state, I am the owner of the store, with his hands up. He did also come out of the store with his hands up, stating he was the store owner. So originally, the officer could not know for a fact that my client was there to help him, in fact, defend his own store. How do you expect one man to defend his own store? He needs to hire his own security. So clearly, he had several individuals with him. He had 3 individuals with him to defend his store. So clearly, when he comes out stating, I am the owner of the store, the officer owes it to himself to figure out, okay, where is this store being robbed? Okay, this store is Hudson Snack Shack. Okay, I show up to the store. This man states, okay, I am owner. Okay, what is your name? Hudson Maddox. Okay, problem solved. That's very simple, but he did not ask that very important question. And then after
I
that, he then
understand, but we are
arrested my
discussing
man.
what happened and what not could have happened.
Your Honor, do I have permission to put my witness, in this case Officer Baker, on the stand for direct examination?
Yep, sure, go ahead, Joe Baker, if you'd like to come up on the stand to my right.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, he's going over there.
Alright, so Lopez, if you would like to ask a question, or Joe Baker, if you want to tell everyone your statement first.
I would like to hear his statement first, and then I would like to see his own lawyer's questions towards him, and then I would like to ask his questions.
Okay, go ahead, Baker.
Okay, so me and 3 other officers responded to a multiple 1013s, which are shots fired, and a shop robbery at the store. We arrived. They were backing up as soon as we pulled in. So they were stating that they were the store owners, but they were not out of their car. They were still in the vehicle at the time, moving around, still driving. I did. I did state who I was. I did state that if nobody were to say anything and let themselves be known, we would have to breach and make force into the shop. The supposedly store owner got out of his vehicle, saying that he had everything under control without saying anything towards me. He just said it blatantly out loud for everybody to know, ran in there. Lexi and another suspect, I believe, was in the back room with the safe. Lexi did have a firearm out, pointed at the 2 civilians who walked in, supposedly the store owner and one other female. They walked in. Lexi did come out with a gun, saying that you are now my hostage, saying that there's only 1,000 health left on the safe, indicating that they were trying to break the safe. And as soon as I saw the firearm, I did see I did call out that one had a firearm. So I think when he ran out of the store, the supposedly store owner ran out of the store. That's why another officer did shoot, because I did say that one of them had a firearm. And one other officer did trigger a panic button because there was a hostage situation.
Okay. Would you be able to skip forward to the part where you detained Lexi and then hit her over the head?
Yeah. So Lexi and the 3 other suspects walked out of the store. I did say that, like, stop moving. They did walk back in the store. I told her to stop moving. I did pull up my taser just in case she did try running away, because I have every right, if a suspect flees, I do have a right to tase them, to put them in cuffs. Lexi walked back in the store. I
Don't worry.
cuffed her while she was walking very, very slowly, so I could get cuffs on her.
Pick him up.
I don't know who the other female was. She did walk in
On your knees, bitch.
saying
Get
that I
on your.
had no right to do that, but I had every right because she did have a firearm on her. And
The
she
owner
did
of
try
God.
taking the 2 other civilians hostage. So I don't know if it could be a joke or not, but we still have to take everything seriously. When I did cuff her, I was trying to read her rights, but still wouldn't, like, Lexi's friend, the other female, she was interrupting me multiple times. So I was going to ask her for her ID. I tried pulling on my F6 muscle, but at
Your
the
Honor,
same
if I
time,
may, I'm sorry to interrupt. I've just got orders from higher ups. I gotta detain one of your witnesses.
Away?
Why?
Say again, sir.
Why do you need to detain a witness? Sorry.
One of the officers just said this gentleman right here just got out of a cartel van.
Oh, yes, he's not a witness, so you can go.
Bye, girl.
Are you serious? I wish I took
How?
from
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. How does this man know that this man in green stepped out of the cartel? How?
Objection,
I don't.
completely irrelevant to the case at hand.
Objection, Your Honor. He is part of
stand
the
up for me.
jury. He can assist in aiding in this jury. I would like
Sir,
this
stand up
man
for
to
me.
stay in this trial.
Oh my god, I took.
He's not involved with the trial.
This is ridiculous.
Objection,
So
Your Honor.
he
He
can
could
be
aid in
escorted
this
as per
criminal
law.
case in some
to
way.
court.
He is observing. He knows,
he was not at the scene.
but he is reviewing the evidence.
No, he was not.
I did not give him any GoPro footage.
All right.
Bro,
well,
bro, listen
Do
to
I
me,
have
dog. Listen to me,
permission
dog.
to approach
I
for a
was just
few
told.
questions?
Okay, hang on one second.
the last note I had was he was walking. My client was walking slowly without a weapon, and yeah, you
312
detained her. That was
dispatch.
the
Grove
last
is in
note I
custody.
had.
Your Honor, can I approach the witness for a few questions?
Just real quick, Joe, can you please explain what happened after the cuffing and then the event happened?
Okay, so I was asking for her ID, so I was going to open my
So basically,
press my F6 muscle.
Sir, I don't know.
My hand was still on my
Explain to me this.
what do you call it?
I know it because I literally.
Yeah,
Your
holster.
weapon.
I went up to
Drop the
highway,
weapon. Drop the weapon.
Yes, my taser was still out because
312
just in
dispatch. We got
case
a guy
she
with
did
a
try
weapon at the
running.
courthouse.
I did I did detain her. I told her that she was being detained.
Go back to jail. I'm gonna do that.
I was trying to ask her for her ID and trying to read her rights, but she was also
Sound very nice.
her friend. I really don't know her name. The other
Athena.
female,
Athena.
Athena. Okay, yeah, she constantly interrupted me. I tried talking to her. She just kept interrupting me. at that moment, I pressed my F6 muscle, but at the same time, I pressed my arm muscle, which made me do the motion.
Objection,
muscle
Your
spasm.
Honor.
Alrighty, set. Mind if I see check still, right?
Even if he, quote unquote,
Can I
accidentally
to make sure?
pressed his arm muscle, which inflicted quite a heavy damaging blow to my client, it is still damage nonetheless, so I do not believe that his quote unquote muscle scuff should be counted. We should count it as
Objection,
quote
Your Honor.
unquote brutal assault
Sir,
on my
can you delay?
client.
Sir, can you go?
Finished.
Objection. Medical expert was
No, it's
consulted
fine.
on the possible
It's
causes of a muscle spasm. The defendant in this case would not have even been at the store if they were not messing around and messing with the police by getting them down to the store robbery when it wasn't even a real store robbery.
Objection, Your Honor. They did not mess
But remember,
around
I
with the
did have
police to
my
get them
firearm
down
out
there. They
because
were
there were
there.
multiple 1013.
Objection, Your Honor. They were down there originally for a store robbery. Okay, so store robbery. The owner was there with his friends to stop said store robbery. So we do not know if any of them fired. We know for a fact, however, Lexi McFry tested negative for GSR. So we know for a fact
I
that
did not
she
GSR
did
test
not.
her.
Okay, then we know for a fact that you failed
did.
at GSR testing. So we need to. So for a fact, we know that she could not have tested positive because you did not test her at all.
Your
so
Honor,
we need to
she
test
had a
her as
firearm
innocent until
pointed
proven
at-
guilty.
She
There
Okay.
is no
had a
proof
Thank
that
you.
she
Thank you,
fired said
everyone.
weapon.
All right, Joe Baker, if you could please take your seat down, bottom again.
Your Honor, do I have permission to ask him a few questions before he resigns?
Me too.
Sure.
Working
Go
hours.
ahead then.
Backing up,
All right,
so
Mr.
vehicles.
Baker. So you were
Store owner and-
prompted to go to this store because of a store robbery, correct?
Correct.
Wait. Is that what you do in
So
Pardon?
were you at
Is that
all
what
under
you
any
do?
sort of
Yeah,
stress
we
with
gotta
this
adjust
situation?
There's heaps like.
I mean, I think everybody has stress when it comes to situations like that when there are multiple shots fired because you don't know what's going to happen. There is a shop robbery because a lot of times the person who's trying to rob the shop would try to defend themselves just to get away so they can get their money and go. But I mean, I would say that yeah, I was under stress.
If all parties refer to Exhibit A, it is a statement from the lead doctor at Pillbox Medical, Daniel Hackman, stating that oftentimes stress is able to cause muscle spasms. This officer in question
I would
was
like
a
to see this
probationary
evidence.
constable. Refer to the case documents it was issued before court.
I do not have those.
Yes, thank you. I am aware of this.
The officer in question is ranking a probationary constable, which is the lowest rank for a solo patrol, having just come off training on December 2nd. So he may not be 100% accustomed to these sorts of situations, amounting in extra stress where higher ranking officers might not experience the same kind of thing.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any more questions?
Last one. Did it seem like the store owner had the store robbery in control when Lexi McFry was aiming a alleged water gun or firearm-shaped object at his head?
Did not.
Very well. No further
Objection,
questions.
Your Honor. I did not see a weapon pointed at his head. I saw a weapon pointed at a wall, not at his direct head, however. I saw her walk out of the back room, point a gun at the far right wall, and then turn back into the room that the supposed
But she
safe
still had a
was
gun.
in. However, it
allow
was
me
not
to
pointed at
rephrase.
his head.
Allow me to rephrase. Pointed
That's
at his direction.
Okay, thank you. Joe Baker.
Objection
Please
was
take a
not
seat.
pointed at his direction. It was pointed at the far right wall, and then we saw that she turned around to go back into the room where the supposed safe was in, which we have no clue that if Hudson Maddox was supposedly direction imposed in front of said gun.
Okay,
Your Honor,
thank you.
defense counsel's throwing frivolous objections left and right.
Objection, Your Honor. There is no evidence of frivolous, quote-unquote, evidence of us objection. We are clearly trying to ask for a fair trial, and prosecution is clearly trying to throw waters in the opposite direction.
All of the evidence is in the footage.
Okay, thank you very much.
However,
both
he is
parties.
trying to
I think I
phrase
have
things.
enough evidence for a decision.
I wanted to ask the subject questions. I was not
I have
done.
enough. I haven't enough info to make a decision. Thank you. So
This is
the charges that are being placed being unlawful imprisonment, criminal use of a firearm, failure to provide identification, and brandishing are likely to be dropped due to the meaning of brandishing is it is unlawful for you to draw or exhibit a deadly weapon in a rude, angry, or threatening way in the presence of another person, and not in self-defense or in defense of someone else. So in Joe Baker's case, he did need to draw a weapon since he had 1013s coming to the
You heard about
scene.
that.
He saw Lexi with a weapon, so I'm going to drop that charge because he did have the right to have his weapon out. Criminal use of a firearm will also be dropped due to the meaning of that is discharges of
Objection,
firearm,
Your
which is
Honor.
causing pulling the trigger of a firearm.
Objection, Your Honor. Classic definition of discharge of a firearm, for police at least, would mean using a firearm in a deadly manner. So when they ever get the notification of use of a firearm, they would use to ping up as a discharge of the weapon. So if I would
And there
punch
was a ping
something
on my GPS.
of
Yes, okay,
discharge,
thank you. Order the court aggravated assault. The description of that is attempts to or commit serious or grievous body injury upon someone with a weapon. In this case, it was used a taser. So that's what this will fall under today. The unlawful imprisonment will also be dropped due to he was following police protocol. He saw someone with a weapon. They
objection,
were
Your
running away from
Honor.
the scene.
The store owner stated right before he cuffed her, and the store owner's woman who stepped out of the vehicle with him stated that everything was under control.
yeah, me too. I was laughing the whole time.
Oh, there we go.
I was like, holy crap, my lawyers just kept on going.
Where's my client? And why is she talking shit about me? Where is my client
was
and why is
just
she talking
laughing.
shit about me?
I was like,
I was like, who the fuck is laughing? And I was like, oh, right.
Where's my client and why is she talking
I'm
shit
sorry, I was
about
not
me?
talking to him.
Talking shit
Yeah, because
about
she's
me.
an asshole. She's very mean.
She's
I would never talk to her.
Do not
Disrespectful.
harass my client, you
Disrespectful.
son of a bitch. Okay.
Hello?
Okay, so what's our plan here, girl? What's our plan here, girl? Because, like, we're in kind of a deep shit. Now that the random evidence just popped up. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, fuck. I forgot. Give me a sec. Can you... Can you hear me now, I say? What's good? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Okay, what's our plan, I say? Because we're kind of fucked now with that new evidence.
The judge is still gonna charge him with assault and make him pay my medical bills.
Oh, thank fucking God.
Yeah. So, we're gonna finish it up right away here.
Oh,
So if we win,
he's also got to cover your legal fees, quote unquote. By the way, whatever they charge for medical and legal fees, I'm just going to take a fraction out of. But like, honestly, it's going to be a minuscule fraction. Like, I'll probably just take about 30K minimum. But like, with the 260, like whatever K for your medical bills, you should be fucking covered. I've got a very good, what you would say, client at the medical facilities to give me the paperwork for these kind of stuff. I believe the judge is back in, so I'm going to go back in and see if he's there. Your Honor, are you back here? Are you back? Have you flown in through Malaysia Airlines, Your Honor?
Oh, shit.
Holy shit, mate. Ah.
Hey.
Oh,
This
the
is my
judge
fault.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get that to your chair. My chair is with the computer. Your Honor, okay, Your Honor, I noticed that you, sorry about that, I had a little ear issue again, but I noticed you were charging for medical and the regular legal fees, but I would also like,
And also aggravated assault.
yes, that's what I meant by legal fees, but also I meant, we need the subject of my client's legal fees also being covered. We'd like her legal fees to be covered by the officer, or at least by the state, clearly, because the state is covering this.
Objection. Defense brought up the lawsuit. They should pay for it.
Defense brought
Yes,
up the
that is very
defense brought up
appropriate, and this is also too late to bring this up.
objection, Your
If you
Honor.
called a lawsuit on him, you are entirely responsible for the payment.
Objection,
not.
Your Honor. The last lawsuit, which was the first lawsuit of the entire city, which set precedent, stated before that I was able to get payment for legal fees through me. So my client was able to get payment of legal fees through his first client, which means the last lawsuit I had was either null and void, or you are not setting precedent.
Objection. Legal fees issue would have been and should have been raised before this case began.
Objection, Your Honor. These legal fees were part of the entirety. How would the state not expect that my legal fees would be covered for this? Especially because I am such a hot topic lawyer, because my clients have been requesting me day in and day out.
Okay, thank you, Lopez. You can sit down now. This will not be considered.
That's what happens, sir.
Okay, Joe Baker, I am
Yes.
sentencing you to sentencing you to pay Lexi McFry the medical bills of $267,850. If you like the receipt from that
Yes.
from Pillbox, Dr. Hackman has that. Also, aggravated assault for the assault in gross store, which will be $4,000 on top of that. So the total comes to, oh yeah, you pay that 4,000 to just get another officer to charge you for that one. Oh, actually, where is that?
The officers get paid quite substantially, Your Honor, so I think this
I think the
officer might
4,000
have the
will go
amount
to
of
the-
money in his pocket, or at least in his ATM.
Yeah, so I'm not sure where that 4,000 will go. I'm not sure if it goes to the council or Department of Justice or what.
The 4,000, well, at least 30,000 would go to me, but the 400,000, I think you said, would be going to my client at least. How much did you say?
200,000.
200,000? 200,000?
271,000, I believe.
Who the hell?
267,000.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying,
267.
add it all together, I believe it is 271,500.
Yeah,
270.
yeah, something like that. But okay, so to Lexi, you're just paying the 2,600. 267,000, and then the 4,000 can. I don't know. You can just give it to me
30.
for now. I'm not.
But what about the legal fees? I still need to get paid, Your Honor.
No, he's not paying for your legal fees.
No,
I
alright.
said that before. Alright, so case closed.
Okay. We will be, my client will be getting $267,000 from your client. So when can we process this claim right now? Can we go to the bank right now and process it?
Baker, do you have enough money on hand to do that now?
I gotta go to the bank.
Okay.
Alright.
Then, Your Honor, I believe you can say this court session is adjourned.
Yes, thank you. This court session is
Hello.
adjourned.
Objection!
Yeah, we get
Too
the
late.
objection.
Too late. It is adjourned. Fuck you, and we get our money. I've got shit to do in red.
Oh my god, I did not expect that many objections.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch
Holy
that.
Objection.
and count how many objections there was.
I
I
deserve
GoPro'd the whole thing.
me
Can I
and
get
my
a
client
recording of
deserve.
you saying objection, and I want to make it a hotkey?
You can bet, Your Honor, that this entire court process has been live streamed, and if you would wish, I can highlight it and put it in mock trial for all the lawyers to see. And my last
So you should go get us a prison